right, welcome back, Last Request Barbecue, the show where we are making food to die for. Thanks again for all the new subscribers. Be sure to smash that subscribe button. Never get that straight, which side it's on. Anyway, click the bell so you get a notification when I release a new episode. All right, this cook is sage chicken. Where did I get this recipe from? Samin Nosrat. Amazing book. If you don't have it and you don't know of it, get this book. It's a fairly weighty tome in terms of it's a pretty thick book, and a lot of it is about how to cook. And I learned so much from both watching the Netflix show and from reading this book. So pick it up. Great recipes written in a very approachable manner, so I think you're going to really enjoy it. I know you're going to enjoy the honey sage chicken. This is actually my Valentine's Day treat for my love of my life. I love this chicken, but I love my wife more. That's a funny thing to say. I love that. So it's a 2-day cook. You got to make up a brine. We're going to get to that. And then you cook up this lovely chicken. So this is what we're having for Valentine's Day. As you can see, I'm still rocking the Team Canada wear. So go Team Canada. And well, enough said. Let's get started. All right, let's get started. So first things first, we're going to bring 1 quart or 1 basically liter of water to a boil. You know how I know, by the way, it is exactly 1 quart because the ensemble cookware, the great ensemble cookware, actually has measurements inside. I love that. All right, so we're gonna bring 1 quart, basically 1 liter to a boil here on my handy cooking stove. So let's get that going. Into that, let's put 1 bunch of sage. Love the sage, as well as 1 whole clove of garlic. This is the brine, by the way, for the chicken, so we don't have to worry too much. Well, we don't want a lot of skin in there, of course, but as I've learned from cooking and other cooks, the Romans, the Italians in Rome, they never actually take off the skin. They just pop the garlic and throw it in the recipes. You can see I do that as well in my cook with the almost burnt cherry pasta, which, you know, AKA a pomodoro. So we're actually going to put that in. I'm going to cut the bottom off here carefully. I got a sharp knife here, so I got to be careful here. Perfect. Just being a little careful there. And I'm going to pop that in as well. Also, we need a tablespoon of peppercorns. So I've got a mix here of peppercorns, all kinds of different flavors. There we go. That's about a tablespoon. All right. All right, so we're also going to add in 3/4 of a cup of salt. Now, it is a brine, and this water is going to go in to another 2 quarts. Or 2 liters. So I'm going to put in 3/4 of a cup into there. All right, now we add 1 cup of honey. And we have some nice fresh Ontario honey here. This is from Doug and Deanne McPhail. We buy this at a local farmer's market, but whatever. Just make sure you're putting in a nice honey into your dish. Dum 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 dum. Dum, 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 dum. What's the saying? Slower than molasses? Well, this one's slower than honey, I guess. All right, there we go. 1 cup of honey. Again, I continue to be impressed by these okay, a bunch of you are probably laughing at me, but I never used a camping stove in my life before until I made the winter rib cook. I'm really impressed by how fast and how intense the heat brings things to a boil. Smells, by the way, amazing. All right, our mixture is now boiling. Now, you know what I love about these ensemble pots? Look at this handle. I can still touch the handle, and it's not that hot. I can still work with it. Just the ingenious little design. I mean, you know, it's made for like to go flat for storage, but love that. All right, how are we doing here? I could tell you, if we only had smell-o-vision. This smells amazing. So now what we're going to do is we're going to turn this off, and we're going to put the 1 quart into 2 quarts of cold water and let that chill to room temperature. And then we'll just pour this into 2 quarts of cold water. We're going to now put our chicken and breast side down right into our pot, and we'll let that soak overnight, 24 hours, and we'll be back tomorrow. Okay, it's day 2 now. Our chicken has been brining away for 24 hours in our sage mixture. We've brought our Yoder up to temp. And so what we're going to do now is we're going to grab the chicken and we're going to put it on the tray. Step 1, kind of obvious stuff. Very nice, very nice, very nice. Okay, so that's one thing we're going to do. Hear that sizzling. The next is we're going to take the sage and the garlic, put it up here, drain it a little bit from the mixture, and then we're going to put it into the bird to give it a bit of extra saginess is that a word? Into the bird. It's a cold day out. You can hear my Yoder is protesting a little bit about how cold it is, I think. I'm going to cook it about 80% of the way there, and then I'm going to turn the temperature down to about 230, 250 actually. And we're going to cook it nice slow roast, and then about 80% of the way there, so like when the chicken is about 140, I'm going to crank the heat up and cover it in honey. So that's the last stage for our chicken. For now, it's good to go, and let's get roasting. To go with our honey sage chicken, we're going to make some nice salsa verde, and in this very fresh ingredients. So we're going to start out with 3 tablespoons of red wine vinegar. Now this, you need to make this about at least 15 minutes ahead of when your meal is ready. 1/4 cup of nice bespoke olive oil. This is a nice olive oil from Longo's, nice Curado olive oil. A bit of salt. And then we're going to chop fine 1 large size, medium, but more medium large shallot, and about half a bunch of parsley, really chopped really fine. That's the trick to this, is the fine chopping. So let's get chopping. Woo, it is shooting up those oils that are getting in my eyes, which is another good reason why I don't want my hands anywhere near this, because I got one eye closed right now. We'll add that in to our mixture. The other thing chopped fine is our parsley. Now let's get the stems off. Now normally, of course, I'd be doing all this prep outside in the outside kitchen, but it's February and it's wickedly cold out. Alright, let's get this in here. So that vinegar and the oils just soften up everything, so we'll mix it up here. And we're also going to fry up some sage and crumble it on top. I'd never fried sage before. I did it once and it's pretty amazing actually. Alright, here we go. Alright, I've been cooking pretty low and slow for about an hour now. I've cranked up the temperature to 425, so the smoke is just... Oh, look at that chicken. Look at that bird. Amazing. Alright, now the next step, for the last step until it gets to temperature, we are going to cover it in honey. There we go. And I've melted the honey in the microwave already. Some great Ontario honey there. Beautiful. Alright, now we're going to let that go. Right now the temperature, according to the meter, is 140. We're going to get that to 160. Then we'll pull her off, let it rest, and I'll make up the fried sage. Let's seal that up, let that smoke keep smoking. I'm liking where we're at. Alright, according to our Yoder built-in temperature probes, we are now at about 165, which is where I want it. 165, 170. So let's take a look with a big reveal. Oh, look at that chicken. Check that out. Wow. So fun, right? The juice is just running out. Check that out. Beautiful. Look at that sage, a bit of garlic here. All right, let's get this in the house. All right, our chicken is resting. It smells amazing. And now we are going to fry up some sage leaves. And they'll go from not ready to ready pretty quick. So we gotta, it's not the kind of thing where you don't keep your eye on it. Turn the heat up a little bit there. Oh, the smell, it just, the fresh sage just really opens up with this frying. The aromas are amazing. There we go, free this bird, so to speak. There we go, some of that stuffing. Pull that out. Put on your fried sage and crumble it on top. Add up a little bit of honey, and you have right there an amazing Valentine's night dinner.